Hi, my name is Brian with Ace Appliance in Toledo, Ohio, and welcome back to another quality video from ApplianceVideo.com. Alright, we have a RCA electric dryer here, and the problem is it won't start. It seems, it just won't do anything. So first thing we're going to check is make sure it's got power going to it. Just going to use, first I'm just going to try my electrical tester. Just going to tell us if we have voltage there. It's not going to tell us, if it's the right voltage or the proper voltage or how much voltage, but it'll just tell us if we have any voltage at all there. So if I take this and go to the cords, or the wires on the cord here, the power cord, on each side of it, just kind of go around it and everything. This would beep and flash a red light if we had any power at all here, which it's not doing. So I'm guessing that we don't have power here. So what we're going to do is go to the breaker box and see if we have a trip breaker. Alright, so even though my electrical tester didn't pick up any voltage here, I don't trust them 100%. So what I'm going to do is check with the meter here. And I'm going to go across our L1 and L2. And we have 240 volts there, which we should. L1 to neutral, 120. And L2 to neutral, 120 as well. So that all checks out good. This is a 3-prong cord. So basically I was just checking between L1 here and L2 here. These are both hot wires. We have between the two 240 volts. From here to here, which is our neutral, to one leg, we should have 120, and then from here to here 120, which we do. So we do have power to our dryer. The next step is going to be to check our fuses. Alright, to gain access to the inside of the unit, to check our fuses, different parts, to see why it's not starting up, we're going to take the lid off here. There's 2 Phillips screws that go through the front panel up into the lid here. So take those out. We're just going to lift up on the front of the lid here like that, and there'll be some tabs of the console, 3 tabs across the console that go into the 3 tabs of this top panel. So we can remove that now, and we have the unit unplugged. So the first thing I noticed now that the lid's off is our belt is missing around the drum here, and obviously it's not going to run like that, and some dryers will actually not start up and do anything if the belt's broken. There's a belt switch that's attached to the idler pulley, so that when the belt breaks or the belt isn't on, the switch is not actuated, and then it cuts off power to the whole unit. So it looks like what we got there is just going to be a broken belt. So we're going to go ahead and take the front panel off, just check our belt out and see if there's any other part that caused the belt to break. To do that, there's going to be 2 5/16 screws that go through the sides of the cabinet into the front panel at the top here on either side. So we'll take those off, and now we can pull back on the front, or the top of our front panel here. And there's going to be 2 wires on the right side here that are attached to our door switch. We're just going to remove those, and there's a zip tie on this one that holds them in place. So we're going to get those back so that we can remove this. And on the bottom, we're going to just lift it off with the 2 tabs at the bottom and remove our front panel here. And I'm just going to take a peek here. We have 3 front glides across the top of this front bearing. Those look like they're in pretty good shape. A little bit of wear on them, but I wouldn't say it's worth replacing at this point. So we'll go ahead and our belts are already broken, so we don't have to release it. We can go ahead and remove our drum from the cabinet. Pulling that out. So here's our belt down the bottom that broke. And we just want to check everything to make sure there's nothing that caused that belt to break. We have our idler pulley here that the belt wraps around before it goes around the motor shaft here, both of which are spinning freely and don't seem to be an issue. So looks like we just got a broken belt, and we'll be able to repair this by installing a new belt on there. And this idler pulley, you can hear that click. There's a switch down at the arm of the idler pulley, so when the pulley has tension on it because of the belt wrapped around it, the switch is not engaged, so it is able to run, and that switch internally is enclosed. And then when that idler pulley, when the belt breaks, that idler pulley hits that switch, and then that cuts off power to the motor and the whole unit there, where so you can't start it up with a broken belt on there, so that it's not heating without it tumbling to circulate the airflow and everything. Our heat element around the back here looks to be in pretty good condition. I don't see anything else that I would recommend replacing at this point. So to repair this, we're going to install a new belt. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get the drum back in here. And what we're doing when we put the drum back in here is this shaft here of the drum goes into the rear bearing there, that hole in the dead center of the heater coil back there, or the heater housing. So we're going to put that into the rear bearing. Alright, now we can install our belt. Run the drum here. And you can see the spot on the old drum where it's the belt has been riding around the drum there. It's got a different tone to it. So we're just going to kind of get the belt back in that same general area. And now what we're got to do is get that belt around the motor pulley. We're going to pull the motor pulley, or the idler pulley over to the right, and take the belt and place it over top of the idler pulley, and then wrap it around the motor shaft. Alright, and when we put our belt on, you want the ribbed rubber side of the drum, or this belt, against the dryer drum. Alright, now we are ready to reinstall our front panel. There's going to be two little feet or metal tabs that stick up here at the bottom. We're going to set the front panel, has two holes on either side. That's going to go over top of those. And now there's going to be a tab here on either side of the cabinet here that's going to go into the slots of the front panel. We're going to lift our drum up onto our front bearing when we slide this in, and we can reinstall our 5/16 screws through the sides of the cabinet into the front panel. And we're going to reinstall our two wire terminals onto our door switch. We're going to put it through the zip tie like they were before. That keeps it away from the drum so the wires don't rub against the drum as it's spinning. And back onto the door switch there. And the last thing to do would be to put our lid back on, which has our three slots here that the three tabs on the console are going to slide into. And then we have to get these two notches on either side here of the panel underneath the lip here of this metal frame. And reinstall our two Phillips screws up through the front panel into the lid. so the dryer is heating up, so that's going to take care of our belt repair on the RCA electric dryer. Thank you for watching another quality video from ApplianceVideo.com.